We hear it all the time. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. But there is something hidden inside that teaching that we don't talk about enough. Jesus didn't simply say, love your neighbor. He says, you shall love your neighbor as yourself. Matthew 22:39. As yourself. That means the teaching assumes something. It assumes that love begins somewhere inside of you. Because how are you supposed to love your neighbor as yourself if you've never learned to love yourself? Loving yourself doesn't mean believing you're better than everyone else. It doesn't mean believing you're better than... doesn't mean pretending you never make mistakes. It doesn't mean looking into a mirror and convincing yourself that you're perfect. Maybe loving yourself finally means looking at the person in the mirror or with the same... Maybe loving yourself finally means looking at the person in the mirror with the same compassion you keep trying to give everybody else. Think about how we treat people we love. When they fall, we help them up. When they make a mistake, we forgive them. When they are hurt, we comfort them. When they're exhausted, we tell them to rest. When they're struggling, we remind them that tomorrow is another day. But what happens when we're the one who falls? Suddenly, the voice changes. You should have known better. You screwed up. You're not good enough. We offer grace to everyone except the person looking back at us in the mirror. What Jesus said, love your neighbor as yourself. Maybe that little phrase, as yourself, deserves more attention because you are also someone you're responsible for loving. There's another beautiful line in Ephesians. No one ever hated his own flesh, but nourishes and cherishes it. Ephesians 5:29. Nourishes it and cherishes it. Those are powerful words. To nourish something is to give it what it needs to grow. To cherish something is to recognize it has value. So maybe loving yourself isn't about ego at all. Maybe it's about stewardship. You have been given this life, this body, this mind, this heart. And whatever you believe about the soul, you have been given this particular human experience. Why would you spend that experience hating the person who is experiencing it? And here's where it gets even deeper. Jesus says, the kingdom of God is within you. And Paul asks, do you not know that ye are God's temple and that God's Spirit dwells within you? 1 Corinthians 3:16. If we take those teachings seriously, then constantly despising yourself becomes a very strong spiritual practice. Very strange spiritual practice as well. You're searching for the divine while insulting the temple. You're asking God to love you while refusing to love the person carrying God's breath. Maybe loving yourself isn't separate from loving God. Maybe learning to recognize the sacred within yourself helps you recognize it in everybody else. Because the commandment doesn't end with love your neighbor as yourself. The love moves outward. When I learn patience with myself, I have more patience for you. When I learn forgiveness towards myself, I have more forgiveness for you. When I stop demanding perfection from myself, maybe I stop demanding perfection from everybody around me. And suddenly, self-love isn't selfish at all. It becomes a training ground for compassion. So the next time you make a mistake, the next time you look in the mirror and don't like what you see, the next time that voice inside starts telling you everything that's wrong with you, try something different. Treat yourself like your neighbor. Forgive yourself. Encourage yourself. Nourish yourself. Cherish yourself. And then take that love and give it away. Because Jesus wasn't giving us two different instructions. Maybe he was describing a circle. Love God, love yourself, love your neighbor. And eventually you may discover it was the same love moving through all three.